Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS news for Friday, April 13. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says his administration is determined to continue growth-inducing reforms to ensure Jamaica can maintain economic independence at the end of its current IMF agreement.
Macroeconomic stability is now taking root in Jamaica, and we are now building on the foundation of fiscal discipline, the pillars of a doctrine of economic growth and meaningful job creation, which will lead us to our ultimate goal of economic independence and shared prosperity.
The Prime Minister was addressing this morning's CEO Summit of the Americas in Lima, Peru. The summit is the first stop on a week-long working visit. Earlier today, he met with Peru's Minister of Economy and Finance, David Tuesta Cardenas, and held bilateral talks with Peruvian President Sebastián Piñera and U.S. Vice President Mike Pence. On Saturday, Mr. Holness leaves for Europe, where he is scheduled to attend a special session of the African, Caribbean and Pacific Committee of Ambassadors. He will also be in attendance at the Commonwealth Heads of Government Summit in England from April 16 to 20. While in Europe, the Prime Minister will meet with the President of the European Council, as well as his counterparts from Britain and Mauritius. Mr. Holness will also have discussions with Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Charles of Wales. During the visit, he will also meet with current and prospective investors, as well as the Jamaican diaspora in Belgium, France, and the United Kingdom. The Prime Minister will return to the island on April 21. During his absence, National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang will be in charge of government. Back on the island, Clarkstown residents are now enjoying the ease of travel that comes with an upgraded transportation center. Repaired and renovated at a cost of $6.58 million, the center was opened recently.
Clarkstown Transportation Center will serve as a hub that will connect people to Falmouth, Brownstown, Albertown, Duncans, among other major towns. The municipal corporation will monitor the facility day-to-day operation to ensure that it meets its intended purpose.
The facility will be operated and maintained through small fees collected from taxi and bus operators, as well as money charged for use of the public bathrooms.
And what this, ladies and gentlemen, means for Clarkstown and this section of Trelawney, it brings a certain level of organization, certain level of discipline.
Meanwhile, ground has been broken on the construction of the Clarkstown Market, which shares space with the Transport Center. The work is being done with $20 million in financing from the local government ministry. It should provide a more pleasing shopping environment for residents and vendors.
And there can be no more excuse, ladies and gentlemen. When the resources are found, when we spend the money to upgrade and to make the markets into an acceptable position, I am going to challenge our vendors to utilize the markets.
At the groundbreaking ceremony, Falmouth's mayor announced that the Trelawney Municipal Corporation had exceeded its property tax target for the 2017-2018 financial year by $19.3 million.
Let me hereby congratulate you, the residents of Trelawney, for being compliant in filling your property tax, and use this medium to encourage the delinquent among us to get on board.
The state has launched a public education and awareness campaign to build climate change resilience, particularly for natural disasters such as hurricanes. Dubbed Smart and Steady, Get Climate Ready, the campaign is a partnership between the Planning Institute of Jamaica and the Climate Change Division of the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. At Wednesday's launch, Portfolio Minister Daryl Vaz said the campaign was designed to place climate change at the forefront of thinking among the average Jamaican.
The campaign will foster dialogue and eventually contribute to our ability to build resilience. In addition, the campaign will educate the public on the link between the impact of climate events on specific livelihoods in support of adaptation, sensitization, and activities in subsectors.
The Smart and Steady Climate Change Ready campaign is part of a 5-year, $6.8 million climate investment fund project being administered by the World Bank. Minister without portfolio in the Agriculture Ministry, J.C. Hutchinson, is projecting a 20% growth for the sector by year end. To achieve this, he says government will be leasing arable lands to farmers to encourage increased production. Minister Hutchinson says plans are also in effect to change the way RADA funds are dispensed to ensure this too encourages growth.
We are now looking at a different dispensation. We are now going to look at the organizations that exist. And those areas where we do not have organizations, put organizations in place so that the funds coming through RADA can go directly to those farming organizations.
The minister was addressing farmers in Yalas during Tuesday's start of an island-wide agro-park store. And finally, 16 primary schools football coaches are now being certified in coaching and player development. The training is part of CONCACAF's D-License coaching course, which was launched on April 11.
This course must be seen as a huge corrective measure when we take into consideration the current situation of some 1,000 football coaches across Jamaica who are not properly licensed. This situation must be changed, and it must be changed urgently. So with its commitment to the staging of courses such as this D-License course, the government is ensuring the improvement of skills of all our coaches across the island.
The coaching course is being held at the Jamaica Football Federation Captain Horace Burrell Center of Excellence. It ends tomorrow. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.